Permission denied. I don't have the authorization.
I'm aware your hands are bound by the ropes of bureaucracy, but look, our circumstances have changed. I come bearing a special order for his immediate release.
I'm to believe this is genuine?
There can be no doubt. It has the glorious seal of Galtuil. The local military supervisor was very accommodating. He's sleeping blissfully, resting in safety and security while we others risk it all. Am I wrong?
Wait here a minute. I'll go confirm.
What's good, anime enthusiasts? Welcome to another episode review for Sentence to Be a Hero. And I have to ask, can we trust anybody anymore? Like, who can we talk to? Like, no, it seems like every single character that we think is maybe on our side that isn't a hero is on the side of the demon blight. Like, who isn't like turned over already? Like, who isn't within the weeds already? Like I said, the demon blight has already infiltrated so far into the royal family that we're already screwed. Like, what's the deal? We'll get to it when I get to it. And we also get to see the last hero for the hero unit, Rhyno. He is not eccentric, he just has a very different mindset and a different set of morals. Yeah, we'll leave it at that. A different set of morals. It's not like that, a blast just so happens to, I don't know, hit some other things that's not intended. It's an AoE. I can't control that. God. But in another case, of course, we got to deal with another demon blight attack. And we do get to see Rhyno in action. That's cool. And of course, the revelation of no one can be trusted anymore. It's cool. It's nice. And there is something odd that happens in this episode. I say odd. It's cool that it happened and they're like, doing like nice animations. But I have to question its use in like all of these episodes. And it kind of dawned on me. And I didn't look back at the other episodes. But I do distinctly remember that it also randomly happens in other episodes. I'll also get to that when I get to it. So the episode begins with Kivia and Frenchie looking over the evidence that Cedric burned over before he escaped. Nothing really standing out to them or anything tangible, except for Kivia picks up something that may be something to her, but she remembers the name Cedric gave her, the Mahazel Zelkov. And they're kind of talking about where he might be because they don't know that Spriggan just offed him at the end of the last episode. After that, before the intro, we get a scene of Venetum trying to organize the release of someone from the cell, that being Rhyno, the last hero we have yet to see. And he does succeed. After the intro, it's the next day or kind of days after the attack on the city, and Terrorita with the other heroes are eating. Terrorita wants to go out, and the other heroes are giving suggestions of where they can go, what they can do, but they can't really go back into town because Terrorita is still being targeted. And Kivia rolls up to the crew with bags under her eyes. She looks like crap. And Kivia's like, yeah, you can, but you can't go as far as the temple. And also Kivia tells Xylo to, let High Priest Marlin know that you're going out. But she refuses to say what she's busy with. Again, the bags under her eyes. Kivia must have been investigating this Mahazel saint or this connection to seemingly no avail. Afterwards, we get to see the outing. It's a cute scene where Terrorita is at the temple and she's signing autographs from all the kids, and even the elderly are giving her food, which then Xylo has to, check for poison. It's nice, it's gentle, it's smooth, and I want to highlight again what they've done in like another previous episode. It's like they have a side conversation that's going on while the other main character's talking. It's cool. It's mainly the two kids that know Xylo is like, oh my god, is this a Thunder Falcon? Wow! And fun things. And High Priest Marlin comes out of the temple and he has a chat with Xylo. He commends Xylo for his deeds and how great the heroes are, and how the immediate himself and the immediate public kind of reevaluates the heroes and how, because of all the good they've done. He also talks about Kivia and Kivia having a sense of honor because of that needing to be remembered by great deeds, and it pains him to see that, and he treats her as if she was his own daughter. That's why he's kind of a little bit more hard on her than the others. And he also passive aggressively tells Xylo, hey, don't mess with Kivia. That's my daughter. Kind of, not really. But then a bell sounds and Eof City is under attack again. We cut to a scene where Kivia still has bags as she enters a study, and she finds Venetum in a study where he isn't supposed to be. She questions why he's there, and Venetum deflects and talks his way out the door. What was Venetum looking at? Well, Kivia picks up the book, and there's no caption or text, and of course we can't read it, but the symbol might hint at something. At first I thought that, Venetum is looking into Terrorita maybe, but that doesn't make sense because they just discovered Terrorita. Why would they have this big encyclopedia book? So the symbol is something else, and we don't really know what it might be until later, in which everything sort of falls into place. Unfortunately, the next thing we get introduced to the last hero, Rhyno. This guy, he serves as military for the hero unit, and look, this dude looks like a vampire. He's a daywalker. Dude is pale. Bro hasn't seen the sun since his childhood. Then that's probably why, because he looks like that, because he's been locked up this whole entire time, and he continues to be locked up as Venetum keeps saying, yo, I gotta free you every single time. And of course, Xylo does have a high opinion of Rhyno, who once shelled a whole city block that had civilian houses in an attempt to save them from berries. Bro was a liability. Anyways, Venetum lays out the plan for the next battle. The Demon Blight has moved to occupy the Coral Tower, Eugia. It's a tower that's crucial to the coastal defense, and there's concern that the tower will be ferried. Both Rhyno and Xylo like, hey, it's a trap. Of course, the Demon Blight kind of has artillery, so they can hit any spot in the city, holding everybody hostage, quote unquote. And so the Holy Knights will be stationed inland, and they will be defending the nobles, buildings, and key government places, while the hero unit will be stationed in the port district, holding out for reinforcements that may or may not come. Essentially, it's another do or die mission. Terrorita cheers, and while they're trying to end the scene, as they all have not resolve to do this mission, but they all accept the mission and they banter a bit. Why is this scene in particular so smooth in animation between all the characters that are talking? I think this is fine, sort of, and it seems random, and it makes me think, wait a minute, why not save this for the action that's coming up later in this episode? Questionable, because now that I really think about this, I remember way back in another episode, I believe it's the first episode where they get to the mining town, and when Terrorita wants to help out Xylo, they smoothly animated Terrorita, moving about and talking, and there wasn't that much action in that episode, and I'm like, that's okay, I guess. But it never really dawned on me. It's why are we saving it for this casual conversation in this particular moment and not doing it for the action sequence later on that could be saved for a bigger moment? To spoil it a bit, when Rhyno has his, one big moment to do one thing to show us what he can do, it's not animated smoothly as this with Terrorita. And of course, Terrorita is the face of the show along with Xylo, but you could have saved that scene for Rhyno to put him in the spotlight for a moment, rather than just having Terrorita bounce around as cute as she can be. I don't know about that, which makes me then wonder, I don't want to talk about it. It's essentially, it's random and probably not well thought out. Or maybe it is thought out to the point to where just elevate Terrorita, chuck a cute, smooth looking Terrorita instead of, saving something else. I ran them on too much about this. Let's move on. So the next scene is everyone preparing for, and oh shoot, I just realized I'm about to complain again. Rhyno pulls up in his armor, that being the Devon Artillery Seal Compound. Tell me, okay, he looks too similar to the Iron Whale, and that makes me think, okay, this is how the artillery works in the world. Okay, you got this big suit of armor and you got this big gun. Fine, I get that. To me, I think the Iron Whale looks cooler in his color scheme, in his big bulkiness, in his bigger helmet and whatnot. I like the Iron Whale better. Sure, a lot of you can be like, yeah, oh, what about the black armor and the trim, and when he does his thing, it glows a different color. Yeah, that's cool, but unfortunately, it looks like Rhyno copied the Iron Whale. Why? Because we saw the Iron Whale first. We saw him doing artillery first. He got the first, look. He was put first. He looks cooler, and he was on screen first. That means to me, the Iron Whale did it first, and Rhyno is just a carbon copy, even though he's one of the main side characters. You could fault me for thinking that way. That's fine. It's my own opinion. You could also argue that, Rhyno was the first one to do it anyway because you saw him in the intro. Sure, it was like one scene. Unfortunately, I only watched the intro full through once in the beginning when it shows, and then once again at the end of the season, just so to complete the cycle. Say I do it the same for the ending. I'm sorry, at this point in time, the person that had the most screen time and was first shown was the Iron Whale. That's how it is. With that rant aside, through some dialogue, the only people that are going to battle immediately are Xylo, Terrorita, Tatsu, and Rhyno. And of course, I said enough manpower. And we get to dive deep into Rhino's psyche. He suggests, yo, why don't I just blow down that wall over there so that the fairies will flood into the inland district where the Holy Knights are, and they're forced into the fray. And of course, Terrorita's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And Xylo's like, no, that's too crazy. What you need to do is blow up them ships over there, because you get to entice the nobles and the prophets, and that's how you get the Holy Knights out. We don't get to see them do that. But the fruits of the labor are shown to us by Kivia and Venetum, because Kivia is currently, going over the orders of the Holy Knights to defend the inland district, and Venetum steps into the room, goes like, hey, a sacred seal vessel is being attacked in the harbor by the fairies. It's just a loss of precious resources. Hey, can we have Jace's dragon? And the Holy Knight in there is like, bro, what? I can't believe that. But then another Holy Knight barges in with new orders from the temple saying that, hey, we need aid. And it's confirming exactly what Venetum just said. And Kivia's like, all right, you can have your dragon, and we'll give you some troops from the Holy Knights. And as Venetum dips out, he says, hey, Kivia, give High Priest Marlin my regards. And it triggers Kivia as she goes off on Venetum. Like, why are you insinuating High Priest Marlin? He's my uncle. He would never do something so defiled. He's an upstanding man. She keeps defending him, defending his name. And Venetum was like, seemingly put off for a bit. All he wanted to do was suggest that, hey, the underground waterway, can we get some security? So remember when Venetum went into the library? That might be what he was looking into. He's probably looking into like Kivia's family, the history, like who is High Priest Marlin, or who is Mahazel, or whatever. He's been investigating and probably leaning it back to High Priest Marlin. Foreshadow. Afterwards, we switch to the port district being attacked by the Demon Blight, and we get to defending. The hero units get some animation and some actions. And while fighting, one of the vertical corp buildings is being used as shelter, which allows Rhyno to be shown off. We get to shoot one time, it's a big blast. It's cool. Also during the battle, we we see that fairies are able to use thunderstaves. So not only do they have some intelligent beings, they can also use thunderstaves for some apparent reason. Not for some apparent reason. Remember that there are coexisters. So there's a cross in weaponry and tactics. That's not good. And of course, we get some more action sequences here and there, some more dialogue. One of the second to last few scenes is that the Holy Knights are defending the waterway, as requested by Benito. And it's cool and all, but they don't notice Boojum above in the rafters. And Boojum's also, they're pretty smart to defend the waterway. We were going to send up some berries that way. And of course, the Holy Knights spot Boojum, and Boojum ends them very quickly off screen. Not off screen, just through the shadows. They weren't surviving that. The last scene, however, High Priest Marlin has gathered both the temple and the military forces together to defend the inland district. That's cool. And of course, Kivia is surprised that seeing both of them working together, but nonetheless, she's happy and she praises, her uncle. Underneath his breath, he says, "May Saint Mahazel protect us." Kivia looks shocked and then disgusted and destroyed. Oh no. The corruption runs deep. It runs deep. Hey, Kivia. They've been working under your nose this whole entire time. They've been working in the shadows. They've been working in plain sight. It doesn't feel good. Hey guys. You remember way back in the second episode where the handler was explaining about, the history of the Demon Blight? Did y'all catch that he told Captain Kivia to say, "Hey, give my repeats to High Priest Marlin"? Oh. Hey, yo. They were already in deep then. That's so unfortunate. But I did enjoy this episode. Despite, the whole Rhyno versus Iron Will situation. It is what it is. And also, of course, the random choosing to animate this scene in particular that doesn't really mean anything. And not to like to animate on ones, move it smooth and everything, show off, but not show off a main side character that you're gonna show. It's what it is. Which is one of those things that I noticed that now I have to really watch out for. But if nothing else, let me know what y'all think about the episode below. Let me know what you think about Rhyno. Let me know what you think about the randomness in animation. Or do you think that Iron Will looks better than Rhyno? Who really knows? It's your opinion, but I would like to know. If nothing else after that, I hope all of you have a good day, night, evening, morning, wherever you are in the world. And I hope your day is just a little bit better than it already is. With that, we'll catch y'all in the next episode. Peace.